Hey guys, it's Tom, the comic book creature, coming at you with another video. I have my fantastic pandemic haircut going on. You know, I need a haircut. So maybe if I don't move too much, it'll stay in place. This is part 2 of the series that I'm doing of focusing your collection. You'll remember in the first part, I talked about Tarzan, Warlord, and Turok, Son of Stone. Well, the second part, I want to talk about 3 other titles that I'm also collecting and focusing on in my collection and that are very, very important to me. Now, the first one is Kzar. And I'm not going to show you a whole lot of books from that because I showed a whole lot of Kzar books in a previous video not too long ago, but I will throw up a few representations here. You know, I originally said that he didn't have the first issue in that series that I bought. Well, he didn't, but I already had it. So there's Kzar number 1 in that series that I didn't show before. It's a nice book. I'm pretty glad to have that whole run now, except for a few variants. Of course, I think I've showed this one before. This is one of my favorites of all time because it's got the man thing on there. Great Kzar cover. That's one from the older series. And here's another one from the older series. I like that cover too. I don't have many of these, but I am working on it. Now, the series in the 80s, I don't have represented here, but I do have mostly a whole run of that somewhere. It's in some of these boxes. I couldn't find it, so here's a one-shot from Kzar in the Savage Land. Okay, so that pretty much will do it for Kzar, but just to give you a kind of a background and a little explanation as to why Kzar is so important to me. When I was really young, I went to the grocery store with my mom a whole lot, and I would go look at the comic book rack when she would be shopping for groceries. So there's a lot of nostalgia in those old spinny racks. You know, hey kids, comics, and you go buy those off of there. I bought a lot of books from there. The very first book I ever bought that I can remember asking my mom for was Devil Dinosaur number 1, which I still have that issue. I've often stated that that is one book that I someday want to have a CGC 9.8 or better slab. That's just a book that I want to get someday for myself. Pretty excited about that. Been looking for the right price, but just haven't hit it yet. That later. But Kzar was also one of those titles that was on the spinny rack. And so I started picking it up when a new issue number 1 came out. It was really exciting, and I'm like, man, this is great. So I was reading that as a kid, and I talked my parents into getting me a mail subscription so I wouldn't miss a thing. I wouldn't miss one. So I was always terrified. It's like, man, if I don't go to the grocery store and I don't check every week, I'm going to miss an issue. And I'm like, let's just get a subscription. So I did. So I have a few of those that have, of course, your mail subscriptions down the center, but that's okay. I have all of those original issues, and I'm working on getting better copies of them. They're not really expensive, but it's just something that's important to me. So Kzar kind of introduced me to the Savage Land, and really I was on to Kzar before I was Tarzan or any of the other characters like that. It was a real bridge for me into comics that weren't necessarily superhero guys, and that's one of my truest loves. Okay, getting on further in. Another title that I loved as a young person and that I am really making a run at trying to complete as far as I can is Avengers. And so they just had some of the greatest covers ever. That's Avengers 122. I may have shown some of these in the past. I don't remember. Avengers 127. What I always liked about them was the camaraderie that was in the stories. Here's another 127. Anyone need one? Twofer. Okay. 128. And now some of these books are starting to pick up a little bit of value, especially with the books like Taskmaster, which I think I have several of somewhere. Avengers 129. Just wonderful stories back when comics were comics. 131. And they just meant fun. It just meant fun. And these characters were very precious to me. I love these crowded covers like this, and it's just incredible Just incredible. I remember mowing yards and whatever I could to make a little cash just to go pick up comics off the rack. I knew that I remember specifically when they reached 60 cents, I knew that if I saved 64 cents, for every 64 cents I could buy a comic book. So that was a big deal. This one's got a really cool date stamp, February 7th, 1983 right here. I love to get books with date stamps. It's one of my things. Everybody has their thing, and I just love books with date stamps. And then here is a 239. 239. And getting a little more modern here. I love this cover. Just kind of simple. 367. And of course, this is a homage cover, and we all know the Better Ray Bill cover. It's 451. I have the Better Ray cover, my original that I bought off the stand, somewhere in my reorganization. I'm moving man caves into another place, a little bit bigger, and eventually, and I will hopefully get all this organized. That's why your package is so late, Scoon. $1.99. So the Avengers meant a lot to me as I was growing up as a kid, because that was just one of the first books that were superhero books that I got into. And I remember all the drama, you know, that was taking place with Yellow Jacket and all the trouble that he had. And I remember reading that, and it was great when I was younger. It felt sophisticated, even though it was a comic book, and the stories were honestly, let's just own up to it, guys. They really weren't that bad. They were kind of exciting. I still like them now. You know, I love the vintage stories, and I enjoy that a whole lot. And, you know, now with this day and age where we have all these movies and all the stuff that's coming to screen, it's like seeing old friends come alive on screen. So it's really exciting. And I know there's an oversaturation of it, and people are kind of getting hero movie fatigue, but, you know, keep them coming. I don't care. I love them. I just hope they'll do some great stuff in the future. What I'm hoping is they branch out from just the normal superhero stuff. I want a Ka-Zar film in the Savage Land. Would that not be the greatest? Oh, I'd love it. All right, now I'm going to show you some older books that are really precious to me. I have a huge collection of Thor. That is the second book, obviously a spinoff from the Avengers. Thor was always super important to me. I loved it as a kid. I bought them as a kid, and I've acquired some of the older guys. And some of these are in great shape, and some of these are in okay shape. Some of these came out of a collection that I still have a promised video that I need to do about, but these are in Mylars. This is Journey into Mystery number 100. This is just kind of a Thor. Great picture of, great cover of Thor. That's Journey into Mystery. Just wanted to share that one with you. That's how it starts. If I can figure out where I'm going to lay these down. Then here is Thor number 109. Journey into Mystery with Thor. Number 109. With Magneto. Great. Kept the Journey into Mystery on top of the title for quite some time, if my understanding is correct. Then Journey into Mystery with the Mighty Thor number 125. Just look at that beauty. That a beautiful cover. It's amazing. Gorgeous. Journey into Mystery with number 129. I'm sorry, the Mighty Thor number 129. Been making lots of videos for school, and I sometimes get video fatigue. But I'm also doing some other stuff with comic book videos, and I'm going to be releasing a lot more things quicker because of the quarantine. It's giving me time to work. Here is number 135. Love that. Great. It's a little dingy, but you know, for the age, it's just beautiful. I love it. It's great. This one's got a little bit of spine roll on it, but it's still a decent copy. It's number 140. Oh, sorry. Mylars really make them glare. And these books are, they're in great shape. They really are in decent shape. Very acceptable to me. This one has, you know, that mailing crease I was talking about with Kzar? This one has a mailing crease. This is number 142. 142. And if you see, right there is that mailing crease where they would fold the book and send it to you in the mail. Very unprotected. This is number 145. Great, great book. 146. $149, just a really nice copy of that one. These old books are super exciting when you get a hold of one that's in great shape. It just makes you happy all over. Comics make me happy. I think Schoon and I have that in common. It's like, do you get enough comics? No. 151. This is one of my favorite covers ever. I am so privileged to have it. This is 150. Let's look at the reds and the green, and it's just beautiful, fantastic stuff. I like to get these out sometimes and just look at them. 152. Amazing. And then another copy of 152. I'll work a trade with you if you have an old Thor and you want to trade one. Or something old. And then here's a nice one, 156. Just beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now, Thor was always important to me and larger than life because, you know, he was, of course, a god. Now, with J. Michael Straczynski's version in the movie, where they're basically just aliens, it's taken away kind of the mythology aspect of it. And that's okay with me too. It works either way for me. The Norse gods, or just the fact that they're aliens from another world, that works for me as well. I enjoy Thor a whole lot because of all the Viking references and the way he talks and his mannerisms and all of that. I certainly enjoyed the Thor movies. I enjoyed all of those. But there's just something about these old comics. Now, I have a huge stack of Thor. All of those right there where my thumb is, I believe, are all Thor that I recently acquired. But I won't go through 100 books with you, but I just wanted to show you a representation of something that I'm definitely focused on. As I said in the first video, I'm focusing my collection to where I still buy things that aren't those things, but these are my primary focuses. If I have a choice between one or the other, I'm going to go with one of these. And this looks like this series might be 4 videos long. This is the second one, and the next one we're going to be talking about some very special books, probably my #1 choices. As much as I like all the others, this next video will probably be my #1 choices, and I have some magnificent books to show you. I'll be getting that ready, and I'll be getting that video out soon. Hey guys, I appreciate you watching. Listen, we're trying to make a run for 500 subscribers or more. We're still not even at 300, and that's my fault because I haven't put enough content out, and I'm trying to get that taken care of. I'd really appreciate it if you enjoyed the video, if you would give us a like, and you would subscribe to our channel. We would appreciate that. Let's support each other. I try to watch as many of you guys, your comic book videos as I can, and I try to thumbs up and I try to subscribe when I see. There's some new channels out there that are doing great, and there go my dogs. So you guys better have a great day. Be kind to each other. See you next time.